Welcome to the third Sunday of Advent, the Sunday of Joy. We wanted to take a look at the last year and revisit some of the ways that Sudley Church has been changing lives in our community, in our world, and right here in our little church on the Horseshoe Curve. Sudley Church has 4 strategic goals: becoming and growing followers of Christ, managing our resources to support our ministry, strengthening our education program, and building our participation and support of missions. While we have worked diligently to meet all these goals, the focus of our leadership this year has been to provide opportunities for our congregation to move from merely being members and onto the path of discipleship. 2 of our members have found a unique way to connect with people who might not ever step foot into a church by reaching into our past and bringing to life one of Sudley's stories that goes back to the Civil War. This beautiful story of friendship between a Northern soldier left for dead and the local husband and wife from Sudley Church who found him and nursed him back to health is a moving story of compassion and reconciliation that impacts everyone who hears it. This Christ-like example of truly loving your enemies, set for us over 150 years ago, is one that we strive to meet here and now in the 21st century. In addition to the living history portrayals, our outreach committee did a little research on the needs of our community, and we discovered that traditional worship services with liturgy, a choir, and communion at the rail is becoming something of a rarity in western Prince William County. So we've begun sending out targeted mailers specifically to the over 55 communities within just a few miles of our church, letting them know that we still offer a traditional service every week. We are so blessed to have a strong laity presence here at Sudley Church. We now have 1 local lay servant and 3 certified lay servants, one of whom is on track for becoming a certified lay speaker. In keeping with our goal to provide opportunities for members to grow as disciples, 2 of our lay servants have implemented an early Sunday morning laity-led prayer service for those whose schedules prevent them from attending regular worship, or for those who simply feel called to come together in corporate prayer. In addition, our laity are bringing Christ to members who are unable to attend worship by delivering communion to their hospital room or doorstep on a monthly basis. A year and a half ago, Sudley voted to tentatively change our worship times around in order to create a designated Sunday school hour so that every member of the family from nursery to grandparents could attend Sunday school if they wanted to. In January of this year, Sudley Church decided this experiment was a success and voted to make the change permanent. We ended up with 4 times the number of adults attending multiple classes covering a wide variety of subjects from basic Bible study to Christian living. New adult classes start in January. At the same time, we offer 3 age-based children's classes. And our youth Sunday school has grown from an average of 6 to 7 students to 12 or 15. The key to connection in any faith community is building relationships, and small groups are the best way to form the kind of ties that bind. Our youth ministry excels at this. These kids genuinely enjoy each other's company and hold each other accountable to making Sudley Youth a place where all are welcome to learn about Christ and help build the kingdom. Many of our graduates go off to college and do not walk away from their faith. In fact, over 1/3 of our grads become actively involved in a campus ministry and then reach out to younger students as they start school each fall, helping them navigate their freshman year and discipling them. We keep strong ties to our young adult community through social media and by offering a reunion dinner during their Christmas break. This year we started sending them care packages just to encourage them. We also have several young adults in our congregation who are attending college locally or went directly into the job force. So this fall we started a new young adult small group just for them, along with 2 high school seniors who really wanted to dig into the Bible on a more in-depth basis than is possible in a classroom with 20 students aged 11 to 17. Over the past year, a new fellowship group has formed called, simply enough, the Sudleys. It started out as a small group for young families, but it's grown to include everyone from teens to grandparents. They gather monthly, sometimes at a family-friendly winery or a movie theater, but more often in someone's backyard, having fun the old-fashioned way, fishing in a pond, playing games, taking a hike. This group supports each other in so many ways, from parent issues to parenting issues. They walk alongside, encouraging one another. Not just a social group, the Sudleys are a group of people who decide once a month to pull out of the fast, competitive lanes that we all seem to live in Northern Virginia and just be people of faith together. Our Stephen Ministry Caregiving Group has continued to grow this year as well. This is part of our Stephen Minister Class of 2015 being commissioned. We now have 12 active Stephen ministers providing one-on-one Christian care to people within our community. And this fall, we commissioned a third Stephen leader. From the time of the Civil War, Sudley has endeavored to be a missional church. 4 years ago, we became a tithing church, meaning that 10% of every dollar given to our general fund is set aside for mission. In the last year, that's amounted to nearly $40,000, which, after portional mission giving, has left us with over $25,000 to help the hungry, the impoverished, and the homeless. With our mission tithe and the sweat equity of our members, we were able to send 2 teams and over $10,000 to Cap Haitian Haiti through our partner organization Empowering Haitians. We were able to build 2 basic cinder block homes side by side with the Haitians. We run an afternoon vacation Bible school, package meals, feed the day laborers and children from VBS, and invest in micro businesses and sustainable feeding programs like these goats. Each family that receives a goat promises to give back the first female kid so that another family can join the program. No one goes to Haiti and comes back unchanged. Each summer in July, our youth go to Roanoke and serve the locals there through Reach. This year, among other things, we painted a shed with inspirational pictures and quotes in the backyard of a battered women's shelter, and we distributed produce at a food pantry and helped prepare meals at a rescue mission. Then we waited in line with the locals to be fed. And then there's Charlie's Place. Sudley Church provides all the bread, pastries, and much of the meat that Charlie's Place uses every week to feed dozens of men living on the streets of Washington, D.C. Any surplus foods are sent to Martha's Table and distributed to other hunger programs in the city. Our congregation also provides all the winter coats for the clients of Charlie's Place, and for the last 2 years we've used our mission tithe to provide them with thermal underwear for protection from harsh winters. These are just 3 of the dozens of missions that Sudley Church is involved with. Being the hands and feet of Christ is an amazing privilege and honor that we take very seriously and has allowed us to transform lives for over 200 years.